104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. We're now lucky to be joined with a guy that we usually only get to talk to at the Super Bowl, Mike Haynes, NFL Hall of Famer, with us right now. Mike, how are you? It's good to talk to you.
Well, I'm doing great. I'm in New York right now, and the weather's great down here in Manhattan. I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking.
Oh, well, you're nice enough to make time for us. The least we can do is be polite.
Mike, we're sweating up here in Albany, man. Mike, it's like 90 degrees in September in Albany. I hope you're enjoying this.
I'm in an air-conditioned building right now, but how is it 90 in Albany? That doesn't sound right.
Well, tell us about it. They just had the warmest home game in Buffalo, which is about 4 hours west of us, in 15 years.
Wow. But you won.
Right, Buffalo won. The Jets won. It's not a bad time here, but we want to ask you because you played in the secondary for the Raiders and the Pats. Are the Pats still the best team in the NFL?
Well, the one reason I was going to be funny, but I better not. I think they are one of the better teams in the NFL, and they might be the best team in the NFL. But we're going to have to find out. I think we see every week teams getting up for them. Mainly because they're Super Bowl champions, and no one has trouble. No coach has trouble getting his team up to go against Super Bowl champions. And I think their defense is young, and they have some different players on the defense, but they're starting to play together. And I don't think it's going to be Tom Brady, bringing the team back with these unbelievable finishes all season long. I just think that they're really blessed that they have a guy like him, because yesterday they probably should have lost, but Tom is not. He's not that kind of a player, and he's seen it all. And in big games, you want a guy like that on your team, and they're really fortunate to have him.
No doubt, an amazing effort from Tom Brady there. 5 touchdowns, and some thought maybe the team that would compete with New England, they still could. A lot of season left still, is the Oakland Raiders, but it's soon to be the Las Vegas Raiders. What do you make of the move of the Raiders moving to Las Vegas in the future?
Well, first let's talk about their game last night.
Please don't. I'm a Raiders fan.
If they play like they played last night, they're not going to play in the AFC Championship. I think watching the Washington Redskins, their sideline, their coaches, their players, they were really up for that game. It was like a Super Bowl game for them. And the Raiders, I think they took the attitude of, this is just another game. Let's go out here and win. But they needed to ramp up their energy a little bit more, and hopefully here on out they're going to realize that that's what it's going to take to win. Defense played okay, I thought, in spots, but I think they can play better. But the offense didn't play well at all, and if they're going to contend for the AFC Championship, they're going to have to play a lot better on both sides of the ball.
I have Pro Football Hall of Famer and cancer survivor Mike Haynes on the phone with us right now on 104.5 The Team.
I'm watching these guys like Tom Brady and Carr and others, and I think, man, I know how good these guys are, but I'm so glad I'm not a defensive back. You've done this before. What's the biggest difference between playing defensive back when you did and now defensive back in 2017?
Well, of course, they throw the ball an awful lot more, and I think the challenge is exactly the same. The Raiders secondary last night, I think I saw one single guy bump a receiver. They got up there and bump and run, but they didn't touch the guy. It's like, it's called bump and run for a reason. It's not called a run. If you bump the receiver and you bump him, and then you run. Last night they challenged them, but they didn't challenge them, I think, as well as they could. And and unless that was their strategy, you'd have to ask them about that. But from watching it from television, I was really disappointed in a lot of ways that I didn't see bump and run. I saw man-to-man coverage, but I didn't see good bump and run technique.
Mike Haynes with us right now, Hall of Famer from the NFL. He's a member of the Raiders, the Patriots, and you played during an era that there was a lot of activism early, especially in your career. When you look at what's going on now, would you have any advice for the players, whether they stand, sit, or anything, or is this something that you kind of like to see away from the game?
I think that football does an awful lot to bring people together in the community, and when we have issues like what we're dealing with now, the whole league is behind it, and supporting the idea of we have a right to protest if we want, and that is what the fight is about. It's not about race. It's about the First Amendment, and everybody is saying that, President Trump, we don't agree with you. We think that we have a right to protest if that's what we want to do, and they're doing it. They're all united. So no disrespect to the flag. All those guys, they honor America. They love America. They love the flag. But if they want to say, as they're doing, is they're saying is we think this is an issue that we would like to see addressed. And I think if President Trump had said, okay, I get your message loud and clear, I'm a problem solver, that's why I'm the President of the United States, people voted for me so I can bring about real change, and instead of doing the opposite, pointing fingers and saying, making negative statements and doing more to make the divide even wider. So, I think it's unfortunate that he's taken the track that he's taken, and I'm glad to see that the NFL and NFL owners are all united in finding a different way to resolve this issue.
Mike Haynes with us now, and we appreciate your candor. You're a Pro Football Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, 9-time Pro Bowler, but probably your biggest fight, I mean, I would just have to surmise, is you're a cancer survivor, and this is an important month.
Yeah, well, September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and being a survivor, I like to encourage other men that are survivors, and there's an awful lot of us out there, to at least tell one other person about their experience and encourage them to get active and know about their own personal health. Our campaign is about educating people about the importance of early detection and having a conversation with their urologist or their general care practitioner about their health. If they're African American, there's 1 in 5 African American men that are going to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. And if it runs in your family, there's a 1 in 3 chance that you're going to be diagnosed with this disease. But for all men, regardless of what race, is a 1 in 7 chance that you're going to get this disease in your lifetime. So most men are going to die with prostate cancer. I just started realizing that. I never really thought about that before. Most men are going to die with prostate cancer, not from it. And but you need to be proactive, know your family history, and have these conversations with your doctor. And you may be one of the guys that has prostate cancer, but the doctor is telling you, we think we can manage this. We just might have to come in for a blood test a little bit more often than once a year, but it could be manageable. But if you wait until you have a symptom, oftentimes that's too late. So knowing your family history is the best way to deal with it, and have a conversation with your family doctor. Mike, I was lucky. I was in the right place at the right time, found out totally by mistake. And when I heard those statistics, I kind of got concerned. And when I got home from my primary care doctor, he looked and he sent me for a biopsy, and I found out I had prostate cancer. The biopsy test is the only way you can tell, and you're not going. It's not something you want to volunteer for. Trust me. But you definitely want to have the right information if you want to stay in the game of life.
Mike, I like that you said, you're going to die with it, maybe not from it, but you definitely need to know that it's there. That's a pretty poignant thing. Know your stats. Hashtag know your stats. Mike, we appreciate you, and I look forward to bothering you at the Super Bowl this year.
You can never bother me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.